There are moments where something is revealed in humanity, and it doesn't just disturb our minds, it really disturbs our soul. What we are witnessing right now is not just corruption, it is what I would call divine corruption. And it is asking us to understand the difference between personal will and divine will. What do we do collectively with what is being revealed right now, especially in response to the Epstein files and what they point to? How do we address what I would call divine corruption? Corruption that our society in many ways has been built upon. And when I say divine corruption, what I mean is this: anything that goes against source, God, creator, Brahma, Allah, whatever name you give to the intelligence that flows through all of life, when it is distorted, manipulated, or held in deception in order to control people and suppress their true power and light. So this is not just like theft, or it's not just like exploitation. It's not just a crime. It is corruption at the level of our relationship with the sacred, with Source itself. And it is devastating, not only because of what happens externally, but because of what it does internally to humanity. It breaks trust. It creates confusion. It disconnects us from knowing what is true. And this is the point where judgment alone is not enough, because we are now at a place collectively where we must ask, how do we take action? Not from reaction, but from alignment. This news is shocking for some, revealing for others, and for many, it confirms something that they have felt for a very long time, that the systems and models we have been living inside were not all created in alignment with divine will. And this is what I really want to speak of: divine will, because this is where we find the pathway forward, both individually and as a society. In the past, divine will was often portrayed as something reserved for a few people, those who endured sacrifice, poverty, danger, or isolation, and those who were chosen to carry something difficult. It was often modeled as something outside of ourselves, as though we had to wait for a calling, be selected by something greater. And at the same time, we were taught to develop personal will, to strive, to achieve, to conform, to compete, to build an identity through effort and controlling mechanisms. So do you see how these two things were separated? How personal will became the norm and divine will became a distant, rare, or even mystical kind of experience. And how this separation shaped entire societies. Because when personal will operates without divine will, it can be co-opted. It can be manipulated. It can be used to build systems that look successful, but are not aligned with all of life. And people may not even notice. This phase in humanity is about reconnecting to divine will within us, not abandoning action, not abandoning responsibility, but remembering the source from which action comes from. Because personal will alone, especially inside systems that are hierarchical and disconnected from life, will eventually become distorted. It will move towards control, towards power, towards survival at the cost of others. Divine will is different. Divine will lives in relationship with all. It lives in unconditional love, in harmony, in coherence with all beings. It does not isolate. It does not say, I am free when I'm separate. It says, I am free when I am aligned with life. And this is something we must relearn in ourselves, in how we raise our children, and how we shape the future. Because the truth is, we cannot build a harmonious world using personal will alone. We must remember divine. So the first step is in reconnection, to feel it again, to listen again, to know how it communicates through you, through your body, your intuition, your conscience, your relationships. Because divine will is not outside of you. It moves through you as a unique part of creation. And when we defy that, when we override it again and again with personal will alone, we begin to lose connection with who and what we truly are. But this is part of the work I offer through channeling sessions with the guides I work with, the ancient ones, a collective field of intelligence that is in coherence with creation and divine will. These sessions are personal, but what comes through is often something that many people can feel and benefit from because they speak to where we are collectively. So I'm opening a space for more of these sessions now. So they will be shared publicly and they will be free. So the intention is to allow more people to reconnect with their own divine alignment, not through ideology, but through direct experience. We're also preparing to launch an online course called Embodied Sovereignty, based on teachings that explore how we move from conditioning and fragmentation back into alignment with divine will in our daily lives. And Wakana is beginning to take form. A school, a living pathway, a space where we re-educate ourselves and future generations so that we can build from a new foundation, one that is aligned with life, not separated from it. What is being revealed right now is painful on some level, but it is also necessary because it is showing us where we all must return from personal will alone to divine will moving through humanity again. And each of us has a role in remembering that. If this resonates with you and you feel called to explore your own alignment with divine will, I'm opening sessions now. So you can simply write divine will in the comments below and I will send you the information. So work is not about fixing you. It's about remembering and learning how to live from that place again in alignment with your own divine will. This is just the beginning.